That's actually why I wanted you guys to come on the podcast. Was nothing about music. I just wanted to talk about Joey.
More of a preserves guy, if I'm being honest, but
Okay.
that's just me.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the 615 House Podcast. It's your host, Chris Rudiger, and it's another week here in Music City, Nashville, Tennessee. The cool part about this podcast, we get to take a deep dive with Nashville's hottest artists and bands. We get to learn their stories, talk a little bit about their songwriting, creative process, and just balancing social media because it's a crazy world right now. So here's the cool part. I have not ever met these guys. So in real time here, we're meeting, but this Nashville band is a favorite of mine. What I think is super cool is they're outside the country space. They're known for their vibrant indie tunes. Their 2016 initial group was formed with a project that came out. It's two cousins. Then they brought in a third to the group. And in the past couple of years, they have been crushing it on the tours, on the records. I'm really excited to have you guys in the studio, the one and only Nightly.
Thank you for having us, man.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having us.
Man, it was, I enjoyed this morning. I thought it was hilarious that you and I went to a gas station I was just so tired when I woke up this morning. I didn't even process that it was you.
Yeah.
And we go to the gas station and we're both getting Red Bull to fuel our day.
For some reason, I felt like I was going to see you later in the day. When you walked out and I walked in, I was like, I feel like I'm going to see that guy.
You had that feeling of
But you didn't say hi to each other?
No, I didn't. I didn't know. I just saw him walking out and I was walking in.
well, I've obviously followed you guys online. I've seen your show. I know you, but I was just head down on a mission. But
And then when I saw you when I got here, I was like, that's the guy. And I was like, is it awkward if I don't say anything that I saw you a second ago? Or is it more, you know what I mean? Or should I say something?
It's one of those interactions where we both know it happened.
Yeah,
we
like,
just got to clear the air.
I'm from the gas station.
Yeah, exactly.
Just had bulls on the brain.
Bulls
man.
on the brain, dude.
Nothing else.
You know?
Yeah, I love it. Well, I'm super pumped to have you guys on. I have been a big fan following you since your start in 2016, but I would love to know how did the band form in the first place, and how did the concept of Nightly come to be?
It was kind of an accident in a way. So like you said, Joey and I are cousins, and we had been in different bands since we were kids. And the last band that we were in, we were kind of doing a lot of sync stuff at the time. And then that sort of just fizzled out. And we were in LA, or we had booked a trip to LA, paid for and stuff. And we were just kind of let's go, just make some music. So we went out for, I don't even know, it probably wasn't that long.
I think it was 2 weeks, I think.
Yeah, maybe 2 weeks. Made some music. This is the end of 2015. And we weren't writing for any reason. We were just having fun making music. And then left, went home for the holidays, came back and texted each other. And we were both kind of saying the same thing, where it was
Yeah.
dude, I've been listening to these songs. I think we made 4 or 5 songs at the time. I was I've been listening to these a lot. I think we should do something, So we did that, and then found Nick, and sent him the demos, and then just had to pester him.
Loved him immediately.
Yeah, no response immediately.
That's not true.
So Nick, you get these demos from Jonathan and Joey. What's your reaction to the demos?
I was like, these are sick.
He said, "These are sick. Let me just not respond."
Let me just not respond for 6 weeks.
Damn, you went ghost mode on.
I don't know if that's true. I gotta look back at my texts.
Yeah.
He had to make us, wait and want it even more,
Yeah.
Because
What you did was you were playing hard to get.
Yep.
A little bit.
It's a strategic
Maybe.
move.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So, and you guys are from Philadelphia, correct?
yeah.
The general area.
General
He's
area?
Jersey side, and then I'm kind of Valley Forge.
Gotcha. I'm curious, what is the best Philly cheesesteak spot?
Okay, this is a heated conversation because everyone says Pat's and Geno's, but that's the corporate.
No way.
We don't go there. I used to love I would always tell people to go to Jim's on South Street.
Yeah.
Because
That's my favorite.
but it burned
Jim's.
down. It allegedly burned down. I think the mob was maybe involved, but don't quote me on that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah, you're putting this on the internet, dude.
Yeah, you're right. The mob was not involved. But yeah, it burned down. So I like Ishkabibble's too, which is on South Street, because South Street's like a cool area of Philly, like people should see anyway.
Sure.
That's like where one of the main like venues is and stuff. So I feel like that's where we were
hanging out.
When we're back now, just for like playing shows.
But I gotta say, shout out to Denick's Beef and Pork that's in Reading Terminal. It's like the pork sandwich is like the slept-on sandwich of Philly.
I have not been there. I will say, the crazy part when I went, I did end up going to Jim's, and they do this thing where you get it like I think it's called Whiz Wit, right? Where you get like all, the cheese and all this stuff on top. But I've never felt so much pressure in a line to order so quickly. Like if you don't order, it's like
they'll kick you out. Yeah, they'll tell you to get to the back of the line.
Yeah, I guess it's just the Philly cheesesteak culture. It's like you need to be determined.
I got to tell you, that's just like the Philly culture in general. Yeah, it's like I love Philly, but like moving down here, like I absolutely love living down here. But it took me like a solid like 3 years of being down here to like get used to the pace, which is amazing. The community down here is awesome, but it's definitely like a totally different vibe, you know.
Remember when your cousin asked what a chicken cutlet was?
Oh my god, dude! Where were we even? I think we were in Boston.
We were gonna die.
Yeah, he's like, he said, "What kind of spices are on the chicken cutlet?" We all looked at him. We're like, "Dude, what are you doing right now?" I'm like, don't ask questions. Just order the chicken cutlet if you want it, dude. I don't know. He wasn't. He was being dead serious. Yeah.
Oh my god. And Nick, you're from Ohio, yes?
Yeah.
So, what's the cheesesteak culture like in Ohio? Is it existent?
No cheesesteak at all. No. Yeah. It's pizza mainly.
Tell him.
Home of.
Also home of Arby's.
There you go. I do like Arby's. We have the meats.
Fun fact: Handel's ice cream started in Youngstown. We would always go to like the original one growing up. They just put one in Hendersonville.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So they're expanding. Did you have anything to do with the expansion process?
Yeah.
No, not at all.
Sent a few requests.
Yeah.
Boardman's on.
I just sent an email every day. That's about it.
Right. I love it. So you guys are making some demos. You send them to Nick. Nick plays Hard to Get, and then eventually he's in. Like, when do you guys decide? Okay, we're gonna actually like record and release this music and do the thing.
Yeah, it kind of happened like.
It was
we had to kind of like we had sent those demos around kind of, and we had a couple of like friends in the industry, and those demos got like circulated within the industry, and we had started getting a lot of calls from like labels and stuff, and we were like, oh, we actually have to like play these songs live. So we kind of like went.
We were like, we should probably play a show and find like, I don't know why, but we were like, we need to find a lawyer first. I think just because, like stuff was getting sent around. Like we didn't have a band name, nothing released, nothing like that. And then we played this show, found our lawyer. Like I only knew like one lawyer, and I was like, we got to get this guy. You know, he did like a bunch of stuff like Kings of Leon, Paramore, whatever. And like, this is the guy. So we do the show, get a lawyer. And then our buddies asked if we would open up for a show at 12th and Porter at the time when they were doing shows. I don't know if they are still or not. Yeah. We play that show, and it's like presented by an alternative radio station, and a guy just comes up to us and he's like, yo, do you guys want to be like our band of the month? Like, we'll play your song on the radio like a couple times a day, and then at the end of the month, like you'll headline. And so we were like, yeah, I guess we don't have any music. Like, we were playing stuff that we had been working on, but nothing was out.
Yeah, we had like demos. They weren't like finished or mixed or mastered or anything at the time.
So did you end up sending the demos and
we got it like rushed mixed. Well, our friend Keith, who we did the first EP with, he mixed it, and then we got it mastered like that day and then sent it out. But it's like
yeah, we had to pick a song, to be our first song, and it was like between a couple. And so I just texted Nick, and I was like, what song should we put out? And so he texted, and he's like, XO, which is our first song. And so I'm like, and I did it all like through DistroKid, which is like an indie, like just how you put music on Spotify if you have no label.
Step one.
Yeah, step one. And And then like, so I submitted all because it has to be submitted by like midnight. And then he texted me back like a couple hours later and he's like, no, this other song. And I was like, dude, it's literally too late.
Yeah.
We actually never put that song out, the other song too.
Yeah.
So I guess we made the right decision.
Really? Well, I guess EXO was a good choice because
it turns out
that was a pretty popular track on that four-song EP that you guys put out in 2016. I do say, like, a lot of people outside of music might not get this, but the creative process takes a lot of time, right? And like writing and recording and then deciding on what records you want to put out. Like, you can't rush that process.
For sure.
But when you're down to the wire with a DistroKid upload and an indie radio spot, I guess EXO is the one. So after you guys put that out, did that immediately like kind of like take off and kind of spiral into some stuff? Because that's a great song, and I know it's, you know, millions and millions of streams at this point.
Yeah.
So like, what was the reaction?
It was just one of those times where like 2016, I feel like, and 17 was when Spotify was like just becoming like the thing, you know? And so it did super well, got a lot of attention really quickly, and yeah, and then the radio thing helped in Nashville because it was getting played all the time. So we kind of like quickly made a lot of fans that I think would normally take a lot longer, you know?
Then we had to scramble on like the live show. Like, what are we going to do? We're like, oh man, we have $300 to like get lights. We're like, how are we going to do that? So we just like literally bought LED strips from Amazon and like converters. And then we built lighting fixtures out of wood.
Yeah.
I think we spent $250. Took us like 3 days. I like soldered it all together and then wired it and then programmed it on the computer. So we had like a light show or whatever.
Yeah.
But it ended up turning out like all right. And that's kind of been like, I think a big focus of this band since the inception of it has always been the live show and like how we can translate what we write in the studio to like the live performance and like what that looks like, what colors it is and all that stuff. So that was kind of, it was a cool way that we've kind of figured out that was important to us.
I love that. I love that you guys, you know, are so passionate about the live show and that experience. I'm curious because you said that you made, like, you soldered a couple of light stuff. When it comes to the band, do you guys have responsibilities? Like, is somebody in charge of sort of the production aspect and then the live show aspect and then the marketing? Like, how do you guys balance that dynamic as
we're actually super lucky. I feel like we're all really good at different things. Like when it comes to like the writing process, we're all very involved with most things. Nick is definitely the most musical out of all of us and the most detail oriented. So a lot of times we'll start a song and like get the bones and then he'll like dig in and fix things that are wrong or like change stuff a little bit here or there. And then we'll finish the song. But, I mean, I love programming live stuff. So I always end up doing all the live programming, but then like, John does, you know, obviously most of the lyric and melody. But we all kind of bounce off the computer when we're producing. Like, you know, everyone will sit in and put something in or whatever. So it's kind of very collaborative, but we're all very comfortable with each other's strengths, if that makes sense.
So you guys never get into any arguments then, right?
We definitely do. But
yeah, for sure.
I would say 99% of the time we like have a similar vision that we're really good at supplementing what needs to be done individually and together. So
you mentioned the support from radio station in Nashville. I think it's super interesting what you guys are doing because, I mean, let's face it, Nashville is Music City, country music, right? Country radio. There's all this legacy with the Opry. I think oftentimes other bands maybe feel like overshadowed by that or hidden by that, but you guys have clearly navigated, your own lane, which is outside of country. Like, is there a reason why you guys kind of like set roots in Nashville versus going elsewhere? And like, how is that process of being a pop act, indie act out of Nashville, been?
I think for Joe and I, it was also kind of random. Like, we just decided we would come down here for a couple months to try it because there was some music happening in Jersey where we were living at the time, but it was definitely more in the like pop punk like world or cover band. I feel like those were kind of the two of the biggest scenes, and we had done like some traveling in high school in that band, like one of those bands, and then just kind of fell in love with Nashville. And we had some family here, like some other cousins and stuff. So we were like, we'll just save up money, move down for like 3 to 6 months, and then just like never left. So, but as far as, and then Nick, I don't know what brought you down here.
I don't know. I mean, I lived in like Boston. I've lived in LA for a little bit, and neither of them felt like right. So then I like went back to Ohio for like a couple years, and then I was like, I just got to move to Nashville because it's just like, I feel like a lot of people were moving down to Nashville, and it just seemed like more my speed, and like it's just like an easier community, at least for like my personality to like get involved in and meet people, as opposed to LA where it's like not my speed, I feel like. So I don't know. It just like once I moved here, it just kind of clicked, and I just like made friends faster in 2 months than I made in a year and a half in LA. So
yeah, that's
a little smaller, right? A little
Yeah.
more homey. Where in Nashville do you guys live?
Old Hickory.
I live downtown, Old Hickory, and then
Donaldson.
Okay, so you guys don't live together.
Nah.
We
Unfortunately,
have.
we have.
Yeah.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say, if you guys were living together, do you think you'd go crazy?
Oh, no, I
We
would
lived
love it.
together for
Yeah, 6 months a year when we're
When
on
we
tour.
lived together, we would wake up and then we would rehearse.
Yeah,
No show,
no show,
booked
Just
or anything.
rehearse, yeah.
We just wake up, rehearse, go get lunch, whatever.
You get the reps.
Little
in, right?
Come back,
Scissors.
rehearse,
Yeah,
play video games or something.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
it was
Yeah.
nice. I think to go back to your original question, like the like musicianship here in Nashville is like number one in the country, I think. So that was like super inspiring, but also terrifying when we moved down here. Like I remember we went like down on Broadway at like noon on a Tuesday when we moved down here, and like I walk into a bar and there's just like this guitar player just absolutely shredding. And I was just like, this guy plays at noon on a Tuesday and I know like 6 chords. Like, what am I even doing here? This is crazy, but it's like super inspiring. And the community here is amazing, like very collaborative, even like pre-COVID. I feel like post-COVID, most producers and bands are way more collaborative because you had like that year and a half weirdness where you had to be collaborative and people realized how awesome it is. But the community here is incredible. And like whatever kind of music you're making, there's like unlimited opportunity here. I really believe that.
Yeah, I do think when you first move here, it's so intimidating. Like you
Definitely.
mentioned, somebody's playing like the 12 o'clock slot at Tootsie's and just shreds on guitar.
Yeah, like
and you
noon,
want to
yeah.
go home.
Yeah.
But then like, I think to your point, you then, when you find your friend group and the writers and the producers that make the most sense, I do feel like it's really encouraging. Like
Definitely.
it motivates you to want to be the best and be better,
100%.
rather than I think like be intimidated and move away, you know?
Plus like that guy who's playing on a Tuesday at noon, if you go up to him and say, hey, like, can you help me out? I'm just like getting good at it. He would take the time to help you out. Like that's the thing that's
Sure.
very different about Nashville is that like, I don't think we have the perception of if you win, I can't win. I think it's like we can all win if we work together kind of environment here, which is amazing.
Yeah. Even same with like producers. Like you work with someone, you're like, dang, what sound are you using there? He's like, oh, here it is. I'll send it to you.
Send it to you.
Whatever. In LA, you're like, hey, what sound are you using? You're like, I don't know. I don't know, man.
Yeah, why is that in LA? Like everyone's so guarded.
I don't know,
man.
bro.
It's
Yeah,
like-
I think that's like
Except for Goldstein.
except for
He's
Except
like,
for-
Goldstein.
yeah,
is-
Gold-
yeah,
he
not
was like-
everyone. in LA is
Goldstein
that way.
will just send you
The
his
whole
entire
session.
thing. And be like, oh yeah.
I like was
Yeah.
fangirling. Like, oh my god, we're gonna get to work with Andrew Goldstein. This is incredible. We like worked with him. He was so cool. It was awesome. And then at the end of the session, he's like, all right, well, I'll just like send you the session. You guys can mess around with it. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like all of his sounds and stuff. I just like picked through the whole thing and just
Really?
like, yeah, he's like, the coolest
here's
guy.
my playbook. Go have
yeah,
fun
exactly.
with that. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
Which is rare.
But
Yeah.
it's
I think it's just
awesome.
more competitive out there for some
definitely
reason.
is,
I don't
yeah.
know if it has to do with just it being more expensive and harder to survive, I would assume. But it
I
is
mean, I
more
do
competitive.
think there is a financial aspect to it because LA is like, it's $28 for a salad out there.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think like, that is the nature of the business that can get a little scary when you're dealing with the money and
it's
people
all-
are not revealing their secrets to maximize whatever.
But it is
financial
also like I think there's more like groundbreaking things happening in LA, if that makes sense. Like there's more like risks that are being taken there, which is awesome. I love working in LA. Like we go to LA to write all the time, and like I love that experience. But like in terms of like we go on a 2-month tour and then we come home. It's like coming home to Nashville is so much more is so much better for me than going home to LA, if that makes sense. There's like too much going on there. Like you can't like relax a lot of times because I don't know. That's just my personality though. I like love Nashville. I love coming home. It's like low key. We can work 5 days a week, no problem. Everyone has a house and you can drive and it takes 10 minutes to get there. Like
Right.
it's nice.
Absolutely. Well, we got Nightly in the studio, guys. We're going to take a quick break. We got some games, some new music questions to ask. We'll be right back. Well, we are back in the studio, 615 House Podcast. We got Nightly boys, and this is one of my favorite segments to do. It is called Rank These 5 Things Without Knowing What Comes Next. What's really interesting about this is because there are 3 of you and not 1, you're going to have to play off each other. So this, I think, is either going to go like swimmingly well or
crash and burn.
Crash and burn. And yeah. So just to warm up, we're going to get nice and simple here.
Okay.
Rank These 5 things. Category is flavors of pie.
I love pie, dude.
That's Joe's.
That's like my ultimate dessert, dude.
You want to kick it off?
Yeah,
Joe
right.
starts.
First one, pumpkin pie.
Well, here's the thing, you really only get it a couple months a year. I'm gonna put it at. I'm gonna regret this, but I'm gonna put it at 3.
3? Ooh.
Yeah.
Interesting. I feel like that was a safe play, Joe.
Well, the thing is,
What even better pies are there?
I can name 10 off the top of my head. Yeah.
I'm saying if you're going to go get pie 5 times, one of those times is going to be pumpkin pie.
I mean, definitely.
I never ordered a pie.
Exactly.
I love pie.
So it would probably be pumpkin, yeah.
We got pumpkin pie in the 3. Next up, key lime pie.
5.
Yeah.
Yeah,
5. I agree.
That was quick from all of you.
Yeah, 5.
Key lime pie is sucker's choice.
I'm not going to ask questions. Apple pie.
John, this is you.
I don't know. I mean, that's like not super high for me. I'm going. Wait, what do we have so
3
far?
and 5.
3 and 5. All right, here's the thing. I know now what my number 1's going to be, so I'm going to put it at 2.
Good choice. Good choice.
Silver medalist for apple pie. Warm apple pie. Kind of crushes.
Some ice
You
cream.
get a scoop of ice cream.
Cold apple pie.
No, Nick's crazy with this.
my
Nick does
God.
not like warm
with the
cookies.
scoop of ice cream. Cold ice cream and cold pie.
Nick, man, who are you?
Yeah, Nick. If
Dude, you don't want to go down
if we
this
go
road,
somewhere and he gets a cookie and it's warm, pissed off. Doesn't like
He
a
doesn't
warm
want a
cookie.
warm cookie.
Isn't that not the most insane thing?
You don't
ever
like a
heard in your
warm
life?
cookie? You don't want a warm apple pie?
No. I want it to be cooked and then I want it to cool down and then I'll eat it.
You're crazy.
Crazy Nick. All right, we got 1 and 4 left. Your next category is pecan or pecan pie.
I'm gonna go 4 on that.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
low.
man. Let's see what a top pie is.
The pot
Please
pie.
be peach or blueberry. Please.
Chicken pot pie?
That would have been a curveball. I didn't throw the chicken in there, but the last answer was blueberry pie.
That's my
Yeah,
favorite
that's
pie.
number
That's fine.
one.
That's
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
I would say blueberry or strawberry rhubarb are my
Yes,
favorites.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do actually like a strawberry rhubarb. I can
So
I can
good.
get down with that.
I'll live with that.
That's actually a great list. I gotta say, we did a really good job, guys.
Well, we're just getting started, man. We were keeping it easy. All right, now we're gonna crank things up a little bit.
Okay.
Rank these 5 things. People to be your dad.
Oh, okay.
First up. What did you say?
No, you didn't say anything.
didn't say nothing.
It's funny.
Who's first? Who's first?
Yeah, who's going first?
You go first, John, because
Okay, I got you.
I started
We
last
ended
time.
on me.
All right. Rank these 5 things. People to be your dad. First up, Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
God, dude.
Wow.
Dwayne The Rock.
I mean, it's 1 or 2 spot for
Definitely.
sure.
But what if like Adam Sandler comes up?
Oh,
You're
man.
gonna want him to be number
Yeah,
one.
that's
you
what
know?
I'm. That's why I'm thinking maybe it's a 2.
I feel like that's
Let's
a
go
safe
2.
bet. Yeah,
Let's
it's a
go
safe
2.
bet. Safe
Okay.
bet.
Safe bet. Next up, we got Alec Baldwin.
Is it me or you?
It's you. He's about
That's
to
a-
go to jail.
that's a
Yeah, I was
That's
gonna
a
say,
five,
didn't
dude.
he like?
He's
Didn't he
about to go
shoot
to
somebody?
jail.
That's a
Yeah.
five.
You don't want
I
to
think that's
incarcerate
a
his dad.
safe play. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we stay safe. Chewbacca.
Chewie?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I mean, would that make me half Wookiee?
Not necessarily.
I mean, he couldn't be my
Are you
dad.
adopted?
He adopted me.
I'm just trying to do the math here.
Do I get to go on the Falcon or? I'm gonna go ahead and just put him at. I mean, my instinct is to say 1, but I won't do that to you guys. I'm gonna say 4.
Oh, I thought you were going to go 3.
I thought you were 3. Yeah. So
Yeah.
you go not 1. We're just gonna skip 3 and go to 4.
Oh, I thought we did 3 already.
No, but it's
Oh,
4.
we're at 2?
No, you chose, dude. It's 4.
I allow 1 amendment per
No, that's fine.
round. You okay?
That's fine.
No,
You
no,
sure?
No.
we stick with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're-
Okay. I really appreciate the honesty out of this group. So we got 1, 4, and 5 taken.
Dad?
We gotta re-roll that.
Sorry.
That's great. No, I love that. All right, we got 1 and 3 left. Hasbullah.
Man, I'm pretty low. What's the lowest spot?
We got 3 left.
You already took 5
Oh, no.
Baldwin.
Yeah, let's go
Shoot,
3
dude.
then.
Oh my God, dude. Please be Adam Sandler, please. Or
For
Guy
the-
Fieri.
How did I end both times?
You're special, dude. I don't know.
Yeah, you ended the first time and the second. You are in the hot seat, I
Hot
guess.
seat, my guy.
The last one was unfortunately not Adam Sandler, but it was Matthew McConaughey.
Oh, that's my second choice.
Oh.
Not
gosh.
bad.
All right.
I watched
Yeah,
Interstellar. the other
he'd
day.
be more.
Oh, hold on. If we're talking Interstellar, though,
Oh yeah, God. Don't.
he's a terrible dad to have because
yeah,
he's gone.
That's true.
But
But that's
Yeah, but
that's
think
acting,
about
Nick.
real life, because The Rock would be a little bit of a hard ass, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Matthew's gonna be more chill.
More chill, yeah.
so
Matthew's
I
going to
think-
be almost too chill.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
All right.
He'd be like,
all
all right, Matthew, can I go out? Like sneak out with my high school friends? All right.
Why don't you go ahead and pop
I like
that
that
shirt
list.
off? when
I
you're
like
out
that list.
Yeah.
That's a good list.
This is the last one, and this is where we get to the expert round. Rank these
First.
5 things. There really is no category here. It's just things.
Okay.
Rank these 5 things. First up is a watermelon.
That's high.
I love a
I'm
watermelon.
gonna go. Wait, am I
I'm
starting
first.
this?
No, I'm first.
Okay.
You just ended.
You started. I'm starting.
Oh, okay. I like it.
Otherwise, I'm going to end again.
Yeah, I like when
Equality.
you end.
Let's
I like when
go.
you end.
Jeez.
I like when you end it. That's good
Watermelon
content.
out of anything ever.
Yeah, man. Think about it. Cheese could be on there.
I mean, 3.
That's
Solid.
safe.
Next up, we got evolution.
The theory of evolution or
No, evolution itself. No
micro
theories.
and macro?
Just evolution.
Man, we're evolving constantly, so it's an important one. I'm gonna go ahead and just pop that into 4.
That's safe.
Next up, we have Star Wars.
Easy.
Easy, dude. Easy.
Hold on. We've got 3 and
You're
4
egging them on.
taken. 3 and 4 are taken.
Yeah.
I just don't know what's gonna be better than that.
If you don't
Right
put this
now.
Anything.
if you don't put this at number 1, I'm just never gonna talk to
I'm
you.
gonna
again.
I'm gonna leave one as a wild card. Let's go 2.
2.
Gosh.
Next up, we have the sport of cricket.
Oh,
Come on.
I mean, a very popular sport worldwide.
we did go to a cricket game once.
We did. It was a lot of fun.
Accidentally.
Accidentally.
Our
Me-
hotel was
Meaning
in
we woke up.
our hotel was in a cricket stadium, to where like you open the balcony and it's the stadium.
We were in
Wait,
the UK.
really?
We literally woke up and all like you heard us heard a loudspeaker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're like, what the heck? We open our blinds. It was a cricket game.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
That's badass.
As
Yeah,
if
that's
you're
sick.
in like a suite
Yeah.
for like a football game or something.
We had no
It's like-
idea either.
It was just our hotel room.
That was also the place that we had to call down to get the AC turned on, right?
I think so.
Man, that,
maybe.
nothing
We-
made
we
me.
call-
I was just a 10 out of 10.
We called
furious.
down. We were like, hey, our AC is not working. Can you help us like turn it on or whatever, make it higher?
Yeah.
And
they're
also,
like, oh yeah, we'll be up. And then we're like, oh, can you bring some more blankets too?
the guy was like, just to clarify, you are too warm, but you would like more blankets? And we're like, yeah, we just want the AC turned on as cold as it will go.
As it
And
will
it's
go,
not
yeah.
We
cold
want
in here. We
blankets
want
to-
blankets to warm up with.
Right.
Yeah, you wanted to nestle in there, you know?
Hey, that's innovation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
All right.
evolution right there.
That's evolution.
Shoot, man, I should have put it higher.
Cricket?
Yeah. What do you think about cricket?
Either I'm going to pick it as 1 and then I'm going to leave something possibly great for 5, or I'm going to make it 5 and something terrible is going to be number 1.
Nah, dude, you got to.
It is high stakes, but
Go
after
with your-
that story, it seems like you really love cricket.
I mean, how many times
But don't let me persuade you.
Pick
We're putting
cricket number
above
1,
watermelon.
watermelon and Star
What if the
Wars?
next thing is manure?
Well, then we need manure to
Yeah,
eat.
yeah, fertilization.
We also need
Fertilizer.
evolution. You put it at 4.
Yeah, I regret that decision.
I have a feeling
5.
that I'm causing some
Cricket's 5.
controversy amongst the bands.
Cricket's 5. I'm going to risk it.
We're breaking up today. The band's breaking up after this.
Right. And number 1 was Arby's.
Oh, let's go. That's a dub.
We love Arby's,
That's
like
a dub.
legitimately.
See, I did a little bit of research about you guys
Gentlemen.
beforehand. You know, I had this stuff mapped out.
Arby's is definitely number 1.
The best mozzarella stick in the game, and I don't mean in fast food, I mean the best mozzarella stick in the game. Like, you're not getting a better mozzarella stick anywhere than an
Yeah.
Arby's
Wait, let me
mozzarella
break you off
stick.
with some facts.
Okay.
Arby's. First of all, they bought Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yeah, they own them now.
They own them.
Yeah.
Well, they're
It's
parent
like
company.
B-dubs were better than you.
Arby's was the number 2 sandwich restaurant in the world for I don't know how long. Subway was number 1. Arby's bought Subway.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
What's crazy is they're just cornering the sandwich market
dude.
Yeah.
by that play.
It's crazy. Number 2 bought number 1.
They put Quiznos right out of business, dude.
At that point, like, do you even bother to buy like, 3, 4, 5?
No.
Or you just bought one. You're already there, right?
I think
You're
you're
one
good.
too. You're 90% of the way
I think you're locked
to
in.
owning every sandwich ever.
Yeah, that's fantastic. That was that was a whirlwind of a rank these 5 things.
I feel good with all of our rankings on everything, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys can run back, review the tapes, and assess,
only thing I would switch
how
is
you felt as a
Chewbacca.
band.
But that's it.
Chewbacca to what, dude?
And Hezbollah.
Chewbacca would be a great father, dude.
I know.
Yeah, but we put
put him at 4.
Hezbollah is higher.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
That's the point of the game. You don't know what comes next, right?
It's true.
So moving into new music, because I want to talk about it. What are you guys working on?
New music.
Thanks, man. That helps a lot.
Hey, good to see you.
Yeah, we're making an album right now, and we're kind of in the thick of it. We did our headline tour for our last album, ended like around Thanksgiving-ish last year, and then started writing a little bit in the holidays, but everybody's kind of, going back with their families and stuff. So yeah, we're in the thick of it. We've got some festivals this summer, and then more tour things planned. But yeah, I don't know what stage we are in the album. We're in the
exploratory phase still.
We have 24 songs in a Dropbox stage, and we're going to keep writing more and then eventually whittle those down.
I wanted to ask, I think it's different for everyone, but how do you guys stay creative in the process of songwriting and recording?
I think a big part of it is that in the stage we're in now, we're kind of just writing a ton of whatever, different vibes, and like there's songs that make no sense together in this pile, a lot of songs, but then that's it's fun because you can just we're kind of just in the do whatever phase, which is easy to kind of be creative in that, because you're oh, let's try something with a rappier verse or something, whatever. And then at the end of the process, when we have 50 songs, we'll kind of go back and see what makes sense together, and then finish producing them so that they're cohesive, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. And is it primarily you 3 in a room working together? Do you guys bring in outside collaborators? How's it?
Yeah, we do. We bring in collaborators sometimes. The last album was 80% us, and if I had to guess, this one will probably be the same. But we have a couple of friends that we work with a lot. It's usually we have brought in a few new people this time to just experiment and kind of bring us outside of our box. But yeah, we have a couple of homies that we always love to call and just come over and jam type thing.
Is there, I feel like now, particularly with social media and Spotify and iTunes, there's just the volume of music that's being put out. I think it's it's a little overwhelming, right? But there's so much great music coming out. How have you guys dealt with that? Let me ask you this. Is there any, how do you balance the process of recording something, creatively for the love of it, but also having to balance the fact that there is data and streams and we have to go viral on TikTok now, right? Do you guys look at the numbers, or do you how do you guys balance it?
I don't think
Not
you
really
can.
too much, yeah.
I don't think you can. I think you just have to follow what you're passionate about. I mean, that's just my opinion.
Plus, I feel this is the best time ever to make music. I know some people get intimidated by the amount of music that comes out, but never in the history of the world has some jabroni with a laptop and able to put a song out that ends up going viral. That's really cool. The average person can download Logic or Ableton and just start making music just because they love to do it. And I think that's so incredible. And the fact that there's so much music coming out, yeah, that's a little intimidating, but also real music that you create with your friends that you resonate with stands out now more than ever because there is so much music, if that makes sense. Before, it kind of was you had to get a label, and then they would pay for $2 million for you to go into the studio, and then they would push you, and then it's whoever the labels wanted to be successful would be the ones who are successful. And now it's literally anyone can do it.
let's talk about that more, because you guys have been independent for a while, right? And there is also the major label route, which is a lot of glam and big check and all this stuff. But I do think that being independent is like cool. Like I feel like it wasn't all that cool 5 or 10 years ago, and it's becoming cooler. That's my opinion. But is there a reason why you guys have like stayed independent versus finding a partner, and like talk to me about that?
Yeah, I mean, well, we do have like a distribution licensing partner.
Yeah.
To just with help with all that kind of stuff.
1RPM, shout out.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, we've floated around to different, because we've done the major label thing, and we've done kind of like fully indie, and then we've done just kind of like a, distribution thing. But I mean, I think there's so many factors for one, like, but it is a ton of pressure, and I have seen it like firsthand, and then I've also seen it with like plenty of other artists where you're not able to release songs till you get X amount of pre-saves, like all that kind of bullshit that is happening right now. So I feel like it does get to that place where it's like, this has to do well because I'm X amount of dollars in the hole, and it's just not like a good creative place to work from. So I love it. Like, I love being able to be like, whatever we want to do on whatever timeline, in whatever way, we can do it, you know?
Plus it makes it easier, like, for us to service our fans in the way that we want to. I mean, we've had opportunities to go to other labels and stuff, but we just like love the freedom of like, hey, like, we love this song. Our fans are going to love this song. We want to put it out so that they can hear this song. We want to do it in a month. Like, let's make it happen. It's not like, oh, well, we want to release this song. Oh, well, that's not the focus track. This is the focus track. That's going to come out in 2 months and blah, 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 blah. Not that there's anything wrong with that necessarily. I think it works for certain artists and certain bands.
Yeah.
But like, we're very much a fan forward thinking business, if you want to say it that way. And like, the best way for us to do that is when we're in control of what we are doing.
Yeah. I mean, and you have the flexibility and the control, as you said, to be able to be creative in your release strategies and super serving your fans.
Right. Yeah.
Let's talk about that too. Like, with you guys, you have really nice, loyal fan base. Like, people are showing out at the concerts.
Yeah, we're very
buying the merch. Like, I feel like you guys have been able to cultivate a really strong fan base. I think that is a hard part with so much music and so many artists right now. So what do you guys do to kind of super serve your fans or like really connect with them?
I think like we're all fans of music ourselves, and we know what it's like to be a fan of something. So just thinking about what would I want as a fan, is probably like the first step. Is like, would we think this is cool if our favorite band did it? Like, whatever it is, whether it's something small, like getting we did a merch drop for Valentine's and stuff, and then all of them had like personalized like Valentine's that went out with it, or whether it's like the show and the show experience and how, like, all the details of that, both like the production and then also just the venues that we play, like making sure that they're suitable for the so I don't know, just all that is just looking through the lens of what would we like, and just like treating them with like the gratitude and respect that they deserve, because we would all be working at Arby's and then making music.
Not a bad job.
Nothing wrong with that.
Unlimited mozzarella sticks.
Yeah. If it wasn't for them. So
right.
Yeah.
100%.
That's
I also think there's just so many ways for different artists to just pave their own lane and like figure out what they want to do with their own music. And there's like so many different opportunities. It's just finding like the things that you want to do to cultivate your own fan base and like community to like grow your career. And I just think there's so many ways to do it, whether it's with label, independent, with touring or whatever. And I think it's just about finding like what you want to do with your music and your art and your community you're growing to like get there.
And like, most importantly, like loving what we're doing personally has always been really important to us. And there's, obviously there's 3 different personalities here, but like, if we're not like running around the room excited for a song, like when we do something, we're like, oh my God, that is so dope. Like, I cannot wait for people to hear this. then no one who listens to any of the music is going to feel that way. You know what I mean? Not to say that we have this like unbelievably massive reach or whatever, but it's like, we love the music we put out. We love getting together and being like, okay, we have the songs. How do we make this an experience live? Like how, what is the music video? Blah, 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 blah. All that stuff is like, and we're all good at different aspects of that, but it's like, we're very intentional with everything. And I think that served us pretty well.
I love that. I love that you guys are equally passionate and fired up about the releases that you're putting out, because there are a lot of people that, whether it is a deal issue or even like anxiety of getting caught up in the numbers in this like online game where I hear people put out songs and like 3 months later, like, why the heck did I put out that song?
What did John Mayer say about like putting songs out?
Paradise Valley or something never would have happened if you didn't put out or whatever.
Yeah,
something
it's like
that, right?
You can't be afraid to put music out. That's something that like I feel like we've learned as like a group of friends in the last couple of years, of like, put out a body of work that you're proud of and then start the next project. Like it's not, because music is so accessible now, it's not like, it doesn't really matter if you put out something that, like, I hope that you put something out that 6 months later, like, why did I put that song out? Because like we've evolved so much as a band.
That's
like,
interesting. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you're not like semi embarrassed about stuff you've put out, then like you're doing something wrong, in my opinion. Interesting. So it's like a no fear. I mean, it's not that there's no fear. I mean, obviously before every release we're stressed,
Yeah.
But like, it's just like something like about the creative process that's like, you should like, as a producer, like I hear something I did a year ago, I'm like, dude, I can't believe that I did that. That's horrible.
Sure.
Right, I feel like we get better like every week almost.
Right,
and
exactly.
it's almost like, man, the songs we did last week aren't as good as the songs we did this week.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That to me is the evolution of an artist.
Should have ranked it higher.
And then if you're scared,
should have ranked it higher. Let's boost it up, right?
Yeah, let's go. Yeah.
So I definitely get that.
Yeah. Because at that point, you're never going to release a song if you're always getting better and you're always like, well, I'm going to wait till my best work. And it's like,
right.
You're always going to be waiting for your best work because you're always getting better. So you're never going to put anything out.
Right. I think that journey is important. And then I think in the present moment, it's a matter of putting out the stuff that you're proud of and that you love, not necessarily the stuff that's going to, I don't know, maybe superficially change something.
Right.
Yeah. I've asked a lot of the guests that I have on this podcast, and I'm very curious for your answer, but
Arby's.
Blueberry pie.
Quick to it, right? How do you guys define success?
Happiness.
Yeah, I think it's definitely happiness and continued growth, for me.
I mean, for me, it's like I literally hang out with my best friends every day. I support my family with like money from like a business that I'm passionate about. I think it's like easy to like kind of, see someone successful in another field and be like, oh man, I should have just gone to school and become a lawyer and then I would be happier if I had more money or whatever. And it's like, I always say this, like John and I, we grew up in bands, like it's what all of our friends did. And like the people we were friends with were so unbelievably talented musically that like if you had looked at our group of friends growing up, no one would have been like, yeah, Joey's going to be doing it professionally. You know what I mean? No one would have thought that, but like, I just never gave up because it was like my dream. Right. And I have friends who have great lives who like, I love them very much, but like they gave up on that dream to like follow something else, which is nothing wrong with that. But it's like, from my perspective, the biggest thing is just like perseverance and believing in yourself and just taking the risk,
I love that.
Yeah. I think the second becomes like not fun is like when, not that, I don't know. Like just success is like when you're enjoying what you're doing and you're able to support your family, like Joe said, that's successful to me.
Mm-hmm. Well, we got a few minutes left. We're going to take one more quick break and we'll be right back with Nightly. Hey guys, you're listening to 615 House Podcast. We are back with the lovely Nightly. Guys, it's been awesome getting to know you. There's just so much good energy, good vibes this morning, even though it might be early in the morning. Everyone's powering through, whether it's the coffee or the Red Bull. We're locked in. I do want to shout out, we work closely with a apparel company, Ariat. I'm actually wearing their sweatshirt right now. And we'd like to do this segment. It's called Rapid Fire Questions. We're going to wind up 60 seconds on the clock. Old producer Maddie's going to wind that up. And then I'm going to start. I think I'm going to go this way.
Okay.
And
make sure you end with Nick though.
I'm going to try to end with Nick because that just seems to be the thing.
That's the thing, yeah.
to do.
Just 2 questions and we're done.
And we're rapid fire, guys.
okay.
Whatever comes to mind. These are yes or no questions, or like very simple maybe questions.
I'm gonna have to close my eyes for this. So
Are you getting nervous?
No, I just have to think.
He has to
Understood.
concentrate. Let him focus.
Well, wind up the clock. Nick, close your eyes, and here we go. 60 seconds, rapid fire questions. Is water wet?
Yes.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how good of a driver are you?
1.
Last thing you searched on the internet?
I actually searched dinner last night.
If Voldemort offered you a hug, would you accept it?
Probably.
Dream collaboration.
Chris Martin.
Should we have a national nap day?
Absolutely.
Would you rather have a 7-day work week every other week or a 4-day work week every week?
4.
Are mismatched socks acceptable?
No.
Would you rather fight 1 horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses?
Horse-sized duck.
You're crazy.
If you could have a dinner with an historical figure, what would it be? Any historical figure.
George Washington Carver.
And if animals could talk, what would be the rudest?
Dude.
A duck.
Cats, bro.
A duck? What you got against ducks?
It just seems like they'd be squawking at me, dude.
Yeah,
They'd just be squawking?
they'd be
Marv!
talking, they'd be talking shit. Yeah, 100%.
Cats would just be like, eh.
Yeah,
Ducks would be rude though. You
that's
know what I mean?
true. Maybe a Canadian goose.
Oh, goose. That's better. Dang it.
Yeah.
My eyes weren't closed.
That's why you're in a band collaboration.
Yeah.
You close your eyes, bro.
Sorry.
60 seconds
Lock it
presented
in.
by Aaron. That was pretty good. Some wild answers
Hey,
there.
just so you know, driving, I'm a 10.
He's
But
a 10.
I was like, oh shit, am I? Because we just did the 1 to 5 ranking. I was like 1.
Yeah, Nick is a really good driver.
It was funny as I as soon as you said that, I like double taked and I heard you
You're like,
guys
"Dang, this guy
laughing.
sucks."
But I'm like, we got to keep going. It's rapid fire questions.
Yeah.
But that was good.
Yeah.
That was good. You guys are quick on your feet. Well, we just have I think we just got a few minutes left. Is there anything else that you guys are super fired up for this year? I know you mentioned you got a lot of tours, a lot of music, but is there anything else you guys are working on that just people should know before we end here?
Yeah, we have like a couple. We have at least one collaboration that we've done. I don't know. Yeah, we're just really excited to make new music. Like we're so in the thick of that right now. That's honestly the most exciting thing for me.
Yeah. Festivals
that we'll announce soon. Yeah, international.
Damn, let's go.
Yeah,
Do you guys have a specific spot you like to play outside of the U.S.?
we've only done other than Canada, we've only done one UK
tour.
run.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Across the pond?
Across the
Yeah.
pond.
And that's where you
That's our
guys
cricket
that's where you discovered
experience.
cricket. It all makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
now.
That's right.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, I wish you the best of luck with that UK tour. And if you guys are going to go out and play some cricket, give me a holler because
I'll hit you up.
hit me up.
You're a cricket guy now.
Yeah.
I'll be
Yeah.
the cricket guy.
Yeah,
I'll be the cricket guy or the Arby's guy. Either one will do.
You bring
Right.
Arby's to the cricket game, and we'll be best friends.
Dude, is there Arby's in the UK?
Who knows? But we got to get on the expansion.
There's Subway
Nick,
over
that's
there.
your job.
Get Arby's on the horn, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They already bought Subway. Like
Yeah.
they can
Yeah.
buy the UK.
They could
Yeah,
just
right.
toss some roast beef
You
over
know?
there, dude. Ain't nothing.
Yeah. Guys, thanks for tuning in. Nightly, go check them out. They're on tour. They're playing, recording new music. And thanks again, guys, for jumping in here. I had a lot of fun and a
thanks
lot
for
of good laughs. So
Appreciate you.
thank y'all.
Dude, yeah, thank you, man.
We'll see y'all next week.